Hello friends, my name's Kathleen. I'm one of the spirit operators. Today we're taking a look at the topic of past lives and how they can help us to advance spiritually. So we can look at this in a number of ways, but we really need to gain an understanding that past lives are real if we truly want to make spiritual progress. Because if we kind of ignore that or think, nah, not real, we can run into trouble. We can run into problems. Many people in this world refuse to believe, or choose not to believe anyway, that past lives are real. And so they live their lives accordingly. And that's a problem. Most people don't really live much better lives than animals. You know, they make sure they get something to eat. They make sure they've got a place to live, got shelter, they got safety, that they make children. I mean, if you compare, there's not a lot of difference. A lot of people are just going through the same motions animals go through. And so they might also waste their entire lives pursuing dreams or goals or whatever you want to call it, which are completely dangerous for them in the means of, like, in the long run, spiritual progress. They're going the opposite direction. They're chasing fame or money or power or any of those, trappings of life, which again really is maybe not quite the same as, on the animal level, but not much better. And if their behavior in doing so is negative, then they're causing themselves a lot of negative karma in the future. So it's really important to know that past lives exist, because if we know past lives are real, and we look at the reasons for that, we just have a belief in it, and that means future lives are real. This is only one life. We've had countless past lives. This is only one life. And we're going to have future lives then. That makes sense. If we had past lives, now we got this life, and then there'll be future lives. So if there's going to be future lives, again, there's going to be a lot more of those, more than likely. This is just one. So this life in itself is rather insignificant in the grand scheme of things. But a lot of people, for whatever reasons, refuse to believe it. So they think this is the one and only life, and they, behave badly, unfortunately. So understanding that we have past lives, another thing that we can take a look at is this shows us that we are trapped in the cycle of uncontrolled rebirth. We haven't gotten out. We had no control over taking rebirth as the person we are in this life. We didn't have any control over who we were in past lives. And if we stay at this level of spiritual attainments, we will continue to have lives in the future that we have no control over. So this is something that we want to fix. We need to get out. So we don't want to waste our life. We don't want to just, get by like an animal, or, chase after negative goals in life. So because this is only one life, we can use this life. Knowing that there will be future lives, and there will be many future lives, we can use this life to improve. We can use it to improve ourselves and make spiritual advancement. We can also use it to gain and protect as much good karma as we can get, so that will help us to have better lives in the future. But it's most people, if you look around you, are just wasting their time trying to make themselves happy now. I want happiness now. I want to be happy now. I'm going to do this because I think it makes me happy. I'm not going to do that because I don't think I'll be happy. And unfortunately, again, they're wasting the good karma that they already have collected from previous lives, and they're not making any more for the future. So they're not going to have any in the future. So that's going to be a problem too. So, that's why we want to kind of look at life that way. And it's important to have that understanding. Past lives exist, future lives will exist. Therefore, I'm going to make better decisions in this life of how I behave and what I pursue. Another thing we can look at is if we've had past lives, and we have had countless past lives. We've been just about everything. We've been any gender out there. We've been all races. We've had all different appearances. Fat, thin, tall, short, doesn't matter. Hairy, bald, whatever. We've been everything, everybody. And not only that, but because we've had countless previous lives, everyone, every single living being we come into contact with has been our mother in a past life. They've been our child in a past life. We've that many past lives. These people have been super significant to us in past lives. They just appear differently in this life. That only maybe some people appear significant or precious or special to us in this life. And other people appear to be enemies, and other people appear to be strangers. But in past lives, they were the precious ones. But now they're strangers. So, understanding that, learning to see that, helps us so that we can, reduce and eliminate any sort of prejudice we might have. Help us to have compassion and to be kind to others, because we've been in their shoes and we will be in their shoes in the future. And if a person is extremely racist against somebody or hates someone, absolutely they're going to end up looking and being like that person in the future, because they have to learn that lesson. So we want to be really, really careful with what we're doing. Now, because we've had countless past lives, we have also done everything except get out of this cycle of uncontrolled rebirth. We just keep going around and around and doing it over and over again. And so that's something we need to focus on in this life if we can, is, hey, how do I get out of here? I want out of here. I don't want to go through another life that I have no control over again. Okay? And so, because we've had countless past lives and we've done everything, we don't need to have a bucket list. We've already done it. Okay? Whatever you think, I need to accomplish that this life. You already have just life in a past life. So, again, these things just waste our time, focus us in the wrong directions. We really should be trying our best to do what we can to improve our future lives in the very least, if not make as much spiritual advancement as we can, so that we can leave. Bye-bye. I'm not doing this uncontrolled rebirth thing anymore. So those are things we can work on. I have come to understand that in my past lives, I'm super, super fortunate, because whoever I was in a past life, or probably more than one past life, did a lot of this work, because we live in what is termed as degenerate times right now. I mean, Look at the news, social media. Things are not all that hunky-dory out there. So we live in degenerate times. And because of that, it's very difficult for us to make spiritual progress. Well, not so much to make the spiritual progress, but to put in the effort, to even want to try, to even want to do some sort of spiritual practice, meditation every day. It's really, really difficult for us. And I know that one of my incarnations in a past life at least one did the work, because when I actually sit down and focus and put my attention on making spiritual progress, it happens fast. That is not from what I'm doing in this life. It's impossible. I haven't done enough in this life to have had the spiritual experiences that I have had. So I know past lives are real because of my own personal experience and the amazing things that have happened to me whenever I do sit down and try to make spiritual progress. It happens very quickly, and that has nothing to do with me and my effort. I am just really super lucky that in a past life I was wise enough to do it. So please think this over. Take a look at this. Take a look around you and try to gain an understanding of past lives, and that it will help you if you just realize this is just one life. It's insignificant. It's only one life. Use it to improve the future lives you're going to have, because there's a lot more future lives coming than just this one life. So please don't waste your time, don't waste your merit on pursuits that, are just going to make things for you in the future worse. Okay? Thank you so much for listening. I hope this has been helpful. See you later.